But we have to touch on the nonsense that came at Ibrox as well. Look, I know it's been talked to death. There's not a lot more we can say about it, but obviously, Chris, we've not really had your take on it. I mean, how did you see it?
Well, as you say, I think it has been sort of done to death, this story now. I mean, my view is that football fans shouldn't ever enter the field of play. Celtic fans did it. I understand the jubilation at the end of the game that Celtic won the game on penalties, the excitement within the stands, but Celtic fans shouldn't have entered the pitch, and then Rangers fans steamed down the pitch, and it turned ugly, didn't it? With sort of flares being thrown, objects being thrown, and I mean, it must have been, really scary for the stewards involved and what have you. And it's something, people have talked about. It was shameful and embarrassing for the game up north, where I live down south, of course, and the game in Scotland this season and what's gone on, and Hearts title challenge, Motherwell going well. There's been a lot of positive coverage, and this sort of, this was a big disappointment, really, and but yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see sort of what happens next. It looks like both clubs will release some sort of statement. It looks like it's a sort of just waiting, maybe a waiting game at this moment in time for whoever to sort of release first, so the other one wants to react to that. But there was, on both sides, there was behaviour which was unacceptable inside a football ground, and even doing the phone in at the weekend, and do 606 the phone in. And I often think about this, about fans going to the game. As a family, you go to a game. I've got kids. If I took my daughter to a game and what have you, and I know that we had a caller into 606, a Rangers fan, who talked about his daughter going to the game with him and leaving the ground at the end of the game, and she was petrified, terrified, and that's an absolute no for me. That shouldn't happen. I mean, look, I mean, if we strip everything back, there are minorities on both sides who seemingly spoil it for everybody else. And of course, there's a passionate derby and feelings run high, but most people know where the line is. But a fair few, I'm not saying it was a really, really large number, but they spoil it for the majority. And it was great to see the Celtic fans, in the Broomloan end, back in their entirety. Last time was 2018, I think it was 2018. You'll know that better than me. And yet now all the talk is about going back to to a limited allocation again, which I personally don't like. I don't think you like it, Daniel. I don't think Michael likes it. We want full away allocation because it makes for a better atmosphere. But it looks like the mindless people who stepped onto the pitch are going to spoil it for everybody else.
Chris is kind of taking the words out of my mouth, Mike. Nobody wants that. I mean, that's exactly. We were all looking forward to the full allocation back at Ibrox at the weekend. I know we actually differ. We were at the game. I thought it was a good atmosphere up to the nonsense, but you weren't. You thought it was a bit tense and a bit kind of moody.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. Listen, having been to loads of these through the years, I didn't think it was. I think attention was more than anything else. It was the periods of quiet when you could tell that the crowd were, both sets of fans were like just completely just chewing their fingernails down to the bones with nerves. The way the game is unfolding, Rangers playing. We're dominating the ball, but not doing much with it. Celtic kind of hanging on and defending their box. And then it all goes all the way to penalty kicks, and it's just tense. There's the usual. I mean, we've got to forget. Not forget. This is a minority. It's not. It isn't the majority. I mean, there's 50,000 fans there. Listen, I get the singing things and the songs and all. I get that. I take that to one side for a second. But the ones causing the problems, a few hundred on the pitch, and like Chris is saying, that they've ruined it for the majority, because we want to see big bumper away allowances that make this fixture something special. I think I'm scared. I'm afraid there's going to be a knee-jerk reaction. We touched on it there, that they'll say, "Yeah, that's it. We can't have full attendances and 7,000, 8,000 away fans. We can't do it. I don't know why they can't do it, because you got your hand in. There's 25,000 on each side, probably at least once a season for the last 10 seasons. There's not been any trouble because policed properly. I think we need to look at what's happened with the policing and the stewarding. I think something's gone awry somewhere, because you can't tell me you can have 25,000 of each going to National Stadium without anything happening, but you can't have 7,000 going to Celtic Park or Ibrox and not being contained. So there's been something's gone wrong with the policing and the stewarding, and I don't like. Listen, they've got a tough job, and I don't envy them. They're putting themselves in the harm's way at times, but that's big crowds have to be managed, and in this fixture in particular, unfortunately, has to be managed with extra care. So something's broken down somewhere to allow that to happen. To have a set of fans in the park celebrating was not great, but then to allow another section to break out and race across the park. I mean, as soon as you know, if there's an incursion at one side, there's going to be an incursion at the other. So the police need to look at it as well. They need to arrest these people, by the way. These guys on the pitch should be rounded up. The doors should be chapped. They know where they're sitting, they know where they came from, they know who they are, they've got intelligence. Round them up, chap the doors, put them in the slammers, charge them, ban them from the grounds, and try and weed out this kind of element